hello, hello. It is Lene Javette. What is good with you? So I am back tonight, because I feel like I cheated you out of this conversation yesterday. I ended up getting more questions with regards to what crowdfunding is, what does it look like, how do you do it? And so I want to apologize for having to be so quick yesterday. And I decided to come back and have a deeper dive, a deeper conversation today to answer your questions and help you out with it, okay? So let me start by saying I'm a business development strategist. I literally started my business with crowdfunding. When I started my business, I left, so let me start from the beginning. I left my job with $50,000 for my 401k, and I was broke 6 months later, and I needed money to launch my business. Well, crowdfunding at that point, this was like 2014, when I did my crowdfunding campaign. And a lot of people really didn't understand what crowdfunding was or even know what it was when I first did my crowdfunding campaign. But I needed stuff for my business. I needed marketing. I needed to pay for my website. I needed to pay for advertising. I wanted to host a launch event, and I didn't have any money. And so I was trying to figure out, what can I do to gain capital? I couldn't walk into a bank and ask for money. I couldn't get a loan. At this point, I hadn't even launched my business, so I didn't really have anything of value. I didn't have any collateral. I didn't have any revenue. And so I looked into crowdfunding. I launched and I'm going to show you guys my campaign. I will show you guys my campaign. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Okay. Let me show you. Here we go. This was my crowdfunding campaign for my first business called Colsire. I raised $10,131. You can see it right there. I had 125 people that backed my business. And I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I have my little video up here. I have my little script to tell people, why I wanted to have my business, what it was for. I had this little video to introduce what I was going to be doing. I had a little t-shirt. I had my goals down in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was killing the game when I first launched this campaign, but nobody was buying it when I first did it. There's so many reasons why nobody bought it at first, right? Nobody knew what crowdfunding was when I did my crowdfunding campaign. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't understand what crowdfunding was. I didn't understand the language. I didn't know where you're supposed to go and who you're supposed to network with in order to actually raise funds for your business. I would even venture to say that some of my rewards weren't all that great, right? But in the end, it came together. So the first 2 weeks, nobody was donating to my campaign. By the third week, I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? How come I'm not getting any money? How come nobody is, sharing my campaign? How come nobody is giving me any money? So by week 3, I figured it out. You have to actually promote outside of your network, right? So I had to go on podcasts. I had to write blogs. I had to collaborate with other individuals. I had to buy into somebody else's crowdfunding campaign. They bought into mine, shared. It was crazy. In the end, it all came together. Crowdfunding is a great tool to use to, get capital for your business. If you're just getting started, even if you're not just getting started, let's say you have a business, but you need more money. You want to do a big launch. You want to start your business. You want to get a food truck. You want to get a brick and mortar store. There's all different kinds of reasons why people want to raise money or need capital for their business. The reason why crowdfunding is so cool is because you literally can get other individuals who see the need for your business to donate and fund your business. Okay, so this is my campaign. As you can see, 125 people backed me. They pledged $10,131. My crowdfunding campaign was for $10,000. An area where I see that people make big mistakes with crowdfunding is not picking the right platform. That's like one of the hugest things, not picking the right platform. I picked Kickstarter. I had to apply. They had to approve me, okay? You really wanna make sure that you understand and know the language of crowdfunding. So for example, what a backer is versus what a reward is. So as you can see on the screen, these are some of my rewards, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about rewards in a second. But before I get to that, I just want you to kind of see, you know, what a real crowdfunding campaign looks like. It talks about why I wanted to launch my business, who it's for, how I've managed it to this point, why they should fund it, what I'm gonna do with the money, what people say about my business. I made sure to include the risks and challenges. So really knowing how to lay out a crowdfunding campaign is super crucial. But before I get to that, let me tell you why hey Keith, hey Tron, hey Robert. Let me tell you why a lot of times crowdfunding campaigns don't work for individuals. This is I rushed it yesterday, and so I wanted to come back and take a little bit more time to explain it, because there's a lot of people right now that are struggling. They didn't get their PPP, they didn't get their EIDL, they didn't get the money from the government. You're trying to figure out, how do I keep my business going? How do I keep my business afloat? Or you want to launch a business, but you don't have the funds to launch your business. So what can you do to create revenue or to create capital? That's what I want to do. I want to help you to raise capital for your business. And we're not using crowdfunding nearly enough. And it's not, I believe it's that we just don't know what to do, right? Crowdfunding is more than setting up a GoFundMe page and asking for funds. It's a literal strategy. And there's 5 things that people suffer with when it comes to putting a crowdfunding campaign together. And I talked about the number 1 yesterday, which is really understanding what crowdfunding is, right? We see these really pretty ads and we see people that need help. And so we think that that's what crowdfunding is, and it's not. Crowdfunding is literally taking your business idea, your business launch, your product or your good or your service, and presenting it to a crowd of people in hopes that they will fund it, in hopes that they will give you money for it. A lot of times crowdfunding is really just a pre-sale, right? I think it's Fabletics started with crowdfunding because it's a product. Spike Lee has done crowdfunding for one of his movies. TLC did crowdfunding for their last CD. I've seen crowdfunding for videos. I've seen crowdfunding for movies. I mean, you can literally crowdfund almost anything, but you need to understand what it actually is, okay? The second thing is the site that you put it on. Yesterday, I told you guys there are over 500 crowdfunding sites. So there's sites for musicians. So people who are musicians, you can literally have people crowdfund your next album and donate to you on a regular basis. Patreon is really good with that. If you have a podcast or you're some type of a creative, you can get a Patreon where people will actually give you money every single month to support your business, to keep you afloat. That's not quite a quote unquote crowdfunding, but that's just another platform that you can use to create revenue in your business. There are equity crowdfunding, there is religious crowdfunding, there's all different kinds of crowdfunding. And I'm going to show you guys, actually, let me see. Share my screen. I will show you. Share. There are, see if I can show you guys this, the different types of crowdfunding there is. Different crowdfunding sites, page 12. There are rewards crowdfunding, which is what most of us are familiar with. There's donation crowdfunding, there's lending crowdfunding, there's equity crowdfunding, there's crowdfunding for creatives. There's all different types of crowdfunding. And so one of the first things you want to know and understand about crowdfunding is making sure that you actually put your crowdfunding campaign in the right place, okay? Because if not, it just looks like you're begging, and you don't want to be begging. You really want to present your campaign in front of people that get it. Because if not, that hurts, right? A lot of times, and I use this example a lot because a lot of times I see people doing a GoFundMe. And if you have a business and you put a campaign on GoFundMe, I automatically know you're not serious. I automatically know you don't understand crowdfunding, because GoFundMe is a charitable funding site. Okay. GoFundMe says, I need help paying my legal fees. I need help with my wedding. I need help for in vitro. My house burned down. And that is what GoFundMe is for. You're the person who's on there, they're not giving anything in return. And so if you have a business and you put it on GoFundMe, you're competing with little Lisa who needs a heart transplant. It's going to be very difficult for you to raise capital for your business. So you want to make sure that you pick the right site to do your funding, so that you have a chance of making some money. Okay. So number one is understanding. Number two is the site. And then number three is preparation. Really, I think that I could have made a lot more money doing my crowdfunding campaign if I had been better prepared. And what I mean by that is, and I'll show you, let me show you what I mean. Window. If I had been better prepared when I did my crowdfunding campaign, let's see, hold on, let me show you guys. Crowdfunding. I learned a lot after the fact. So when I launched my campaign, I did not fully understand crowdfunding myself. And I was trying to teach my audience about crowdfunding. And so I'm looking for campaign checklist, 90 days. Okay, here we go. I did not fully understand crowdfunding myself. And so it was very difficult for me to help my audience to be prepared for crowdfunding. So when I launched my crowdfunding campaign, I'm literally trying to teach my audience what crowdfunding is as I'm learning it. So I'm talking them through my rewards. I'm talking them through backing. I'm trying to tell them what crowdfunding is. I'm trying to tell them what my business is. And nobody got it. So even though I'm doing a 30-day campaign, the first 2 weeks is strictly me trying to educate my audience on what it is that I'm doing. So preparation is literally the third reason why people aren't successful in crowdfunding campaigns, because they're not prepared for the crowdfunding campaign that they're doing. Their audience isn't prepared for the crowdfunding that they're doing. They haven't fully thought out the whole campaign, what's needed, how much does it cost, how long is it going to take you to get your rewards out, who's going to back you, where are you going to publicize it? Like, all of that stuff goes into having a successful crowdfunding campaign. Okay, so definitely something that you want to think about if you decide that, you know what, I want to do crowdfunding. The fourth thing kind of deals with preparation, and that's organization. Actually getting the campaign organized. This is one of the places where I see a lot of people struggle with crowdfunding. And let me show you what I mean by organizing. This is my crowdfunding campaign. And as you can see, it's long. Writing a crowdfunding campaign is not simple. It's not quick. It's not easy, right? There's a lot that goes into it. And a lot of times people don't take the time to organize their crowdfunding campaign. Even though it's not a sale per se, you still have to think about crowdfunding as if you're selling something. So you're literally pitching your idea. And so there's a lot that goes into preparing for crowdfunding, right? What are you going to say? How are you going to say it? What rewards are you going to offer? And this is one of those reasons why it's important to know the different crowdfunding platforms, because if you don't have a charitable crowdfunding campaign, then you're probably doing one that has rewards, and you have to know what your business offers. So for me, it was very difficult for me to come up with rewards because I didn't have a tangible business. I had an online business. And so I had to be real creative with my rewards. So I had a $1 reward, a $10 reward. I did these are my levels: $1, $10, $25, $50, $100, $250, $500, $1,000, $2,500, and $5,000. So these are my various rewards, as you can see. And so I had to get real strategic and creative in the rewards that I offered. So for example, let's see, the $100 reward, you get your name in the special personal thank you section on both websites. Limited edition 3D coin. You know, I had to create value. And that leads me to my number 4, is the rewards and the offer. If you don't know how to see the value in your company, or you don't know how to present the value in your company, it makes it very difficult to be successful at crowdfunding. So make sure if you're looking to do a crowdfunding campaign that you understand the value in your company, you understand the value in what you're going to be offering these individuals who decide to back you, and that you know how to present it, which is number 5. The actual organization and presentation. A lot of times I see that people are not communicating their business needs well, right? And people who don't understand don't buy. People who don't understand don't donate. So you want to make sure that you are presenting your crowdfunding campaign well. If you do that, you literally can raise $10,000 in 30 days. I literally raised $10,000 in 30 days. And those are the 5 things I wish I had known first. I wish I had better understood what crowdfunding was. I wish I had better knew the sites. I still would have picked the site that I'm on, which is Kickstarter. But depending on the type of funding that you're doing, you want to know what's flexible versus non-flexible, right? So there's some sites that are all or nothing, meaning you have to raise all of the money or you get nothing. And then there's other sites that are flexible that say, hey, we'll give you whatever you bring in. So you want to make sure that you pick the right site, the site that, maybe you want to go all or nothing, or maybe you just want, or maybe you want to go the route of give me what I got, right? So that's important. Number 3, just really take the time to get prepared. Understand your market, understand your target audience, understand why you're doing the crowdfunding campaign, be able to communicate it well. Number 4, be organized, make sure your presentation is really good, make sure you communicate your needs very well, let people know that you took the time to research what it is that you're doing and how you're going to do it. And number 5, make sure you have really good rewards and offers. Know how long it's going to take to get them, know how much it costs. Make sure you, and I'll tell you guys this, I'm really honest with this. I really, really dropped the ball in my rewards and offer. I did not account for, again, this is my first time doing it. I did not account for the cost to create the rewards. So, I'm doing t-shirts and I'm doing these 3D coins, and that shit was expensive. And that comes out of your $10,000. So you say you're gonna raise $10,000, but that doesn't take into account the money that PayPal gets for processing, the money that Kickstarter gets for handling it, and then you have to take out money to actually process your rewards. So a $10,000 to come in was really only like $6,500. So you want to be thinking about that as you're putting your campaign together, okay? So those are really like the 5 things I would tell somebody about crowdfunding if they wanted to be successful. Do you guys have any questions? Let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I would definitely want to answer any questions you might have about crowdfunding. Let me see something really quickly. So let me see. Give me a second. Okay, so if I had to give you a really quick synopsis and the things that you want to focus on for crowdfunding, 1, what it is, who it's for, why you're choosing it, understanding when it's a good time for crowdfunding, and I'll answer that one for you right now. All times, at the beginning, in the middle, at the end, crowdfunding is good for your business at all times. You want to know the different types of crowdfunding that are available. You want to know the different crowdfunding sites so that you put your business on the right site. You want to know what platform you should choose and why. You want to compare the different platforms before you choose. You want to make sure that you set realistic expectations for your crowdfunding. Get a checklist. Have a 90-day launch plan, a 60-day plan, a 30-day plan. You want to make sure that you have an actual launch day. You want to, if you can, do a pre-launch. You want to know what you should do. You want to know what you should not do. You want to know what websites to go to, where you can find social media help. You want to know what to do after your campaign, and you want to make sure that you understand the language of crowdfunding, okay? I see a question. How do you start your own platform? Ooh, Renee, that is a quite great question. So are you asking how do you start your own crowdfunding platform? Is that what you're asking? If yes, let me know if that's actually what you're asking. If you're asking me that, give me 1 second. I'm going to see if this company is still in business. So I have helped a couple of people start their own crowdfunding sites. And this is what we use. Ignition Deck. Okay. So Renee, if you're asking me, how do you start your own crowdfunding site? There's this company called Ignition Deck Enterprises. And this is what I have used to build crowdfunding sites for a couple of my clients. Let me see. One more. Let me see if they're still doing what they do. So this company, you can white label this and they will work as your crowdfunding back end figure. Okay, so you can do unlimited projects, unlimited reward levels, reward level limits, theme independent, custom deck builder. It does commerce. It's a WordPress site. So this is where I would tell you to start. Hold on. You can view, this is a demo. View a demo. Now there's more than this one. This is just the one that I like. This is just my preference, okay? So this is Ignition. So this is somebody's white labeled, say it with me, crowdfunding site through that company I just showed you. Okay. And it's called Ignition Deck. I think that's what you're asking me. How do you start your own platform? Somebody said this is gold. Well, thank you. Brian J. Old, this topic would serve your BSN audience very well. Yes, cool. Any other question? Crops. I would like to know more. What would you like to know, Gabrielle? Let me know. Is there anything else I can answer for you guys? Let me know. I felt bad that I rushed the conversation yesterday, and so I wanted to come back and do a better job of answering questions for you guys. I do have a course that I teach a lot of this, the crowdfunding blueprint, how to raise up to $10,000 in 30 days. This is basically right here. This is all the stuff that I cover in the course. This is the workbook that I go through. It's 71 pages of just like amazing content. I also break down the different sites. I tell you the different sites for creative, for product there's product crowdfunding sites. There's nonprofit crowdfunding sites. There's individual fundraising. There's equity crowdfunding websites. There's lending and debt websites. There's real estate crowdfunding websites, Christian crowdfunding websites. There's so many there's so much you can do with crowdfunding. Let's see what else is in here. I talked to you guys about what to compare, how to compare, what to look for in the various websites. There is a campaign checklist in here. So if you're serious about crowdfunding, there's a campaign checklist in here. I do a 90, 60, and 30-day launch breakdown for you. Take you through that. Let's see, 30, 60, 90. I help you plan your rewards and your perks. I help you create your story. I told you preparation and organization, communication is super key. So I really help you get your story together. Let's see. Your pre-launch checklist, your launch day, what to do, what not to do. You guys, this is how I met Dr. Boyce. Dr. Boyce literally tweeted my crowdfunding campaign. That's literally how we met. Shirley Ralph tweeted my crowdfunding campaign. Let's see, what you're supposed to do after the campaign. Terms, a glossary of terms. That's super important. You want to know what these things mean. What does it mean to be a backer? Let's see, what else is in here? Glossary of perks. So it's a pretty in-depth course for anybody who is really serious about crowdfunding, who wants to know more information. How did you get to crops? And can I grow anything? How is it working out with no farm? Okay, so Gabrielle, that was not my site. I was showing Renee how to launch her own crowdfunding platform. And so what you saw with the crops, that was an example theme for a crowdfunding website. What is that site name again? I'm going to check it out. Always looking for a new adventure. Dark Horse Walking seems real, so I would really like to know more. I'm not sure what you said, Gabrielle. Oh, the cost of the course. Okay, so let me tell y'all. I did something special. So I'm going to give you guys the same thing I gave yesterday. So let me do this. And then let me do this window. The cost of the course is $87. Now, what I did yesterday was I gave them, and you can see I'm legit. I gave them a discount yesterday. I'm going to give the same discount to you guys. So if you look down here, it actually comes with 71 page. It says a 50 page, but I've been adding to it. So it's actually a 71 page ebook. It's $87. But yesterday I gave them a code to save $30. So it brought it down to $57, I think it was. So if you use the code LIVE30, so let me retype this in here. So code LIVE30, boom, at www.thecrowdfundingblueprint.com. Okay, so if you use the code, show that, LIVE30, it'll drop that down to $57 for you. I think it's LIVE30. Yeah. Okay. So it's basically $57. And you can go to the crowdfunding blueprint and get it, and it will walk you through literally everything that I know, everything I wish I had known before I did my crowdfunding campaign. For whatever reason, recently I have been asked about crowdfunding. Somebody has asked me about crowdfunding probably 6 times in the last 2 weeks. Like, I've been asked about crowdfunding more in the last 2 weeks than I've been asked in a very long time. And so I just want to put it out there for anybody who is really interested in raising some money. I know everybody didn't get their PPP. I know everybody, like, money is sometimes it's funny. And so this is a really cool way to raise money, raise capital. A lot of noise going on in my back. You're good. How do I go to the link? So you can go to the link. The link is www.thecrowdfundingblueprint.com. And it's $87. But if you use the code LIVE30, because you're live with me today, you will save $30. And so it will drop it from 87 down to 57 for you. And so you get the blueprint workbook that I just had on the screen a minute ago. Give me a second. Did I close it? Okay. So you will get the actual blueprint workbook. Hold on. Close. Let me see 1 second. I got to open it back up. There we go. So you get the 71-page workbook plus it's a live. I taught that class live, so you will actually get a full video training. Actually, you know what? I like you guys, so I'm gonna show y'all the actual class on the back end because I like y'all. Edit. Let me log in. Hello, I'm just getting, what's the topic? Hey, Kamanita, we are talking about, I'm showing you guys how I was able to raise $10,000 in capital to start my business. So I just went through some various things, which I can go through again. I don't mind going back over. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to show a couple of people the program real fast. So when you log into the crowdfunding blueprint, this is what it looks like. You can download your blueprint workbook. And then there's 4 modules, setting up your campaign, which again, when I created this course, it was live. So there's a full video. Module 2 is organizing the persuasive pitch. I'll walk you through that, this video. Module 3 is getting ready to launch. I'll walk you through that. And then your campaign assessment. So that's everything that you'll get, okay? Let me, boom. And again, the link is right there, www.thecrowdfundingblueprint.com. The code is live30 if you want to save $30. So, Kamanita, basically I was just sharing how I was able to raise $10,000 to start my business. I'll show you my crowdfunding campaign. This was my crowdfunding campaign when I first got started. So I was able to get 125 people to pledge $10,131 to start my business. And so I'm asked all the time, how did you get people to do that? How did you write your story? How did you present it? How did you come up with your rewards? How did you create a video? What do I do? How do I do it? And so I have a course that shows you basically what I did. So I basically walk you through what you need to do in order to raise funds for your own business. Now, here's the thing about crowdfunding, and this is the thing that people ask me all the time. Do you have to be new in business? Is it just for people who are starting a business? No, it's for anybody who needs funds for your business, okay? Now, there are some quirks, and this is one of the things that people get hung up on. Even when I'm teaching or coaching or having a strategy session with someone. I was talking to a lady the other day who has a brick and mortar business. She had a restaurant. And so I was talking to her. I was like, okay, love the concept, love the restaurant. It's in a disenfranchised community. When you go to do crowdfunding, if I'm in California, how do you get me to want to give you money? Because you can't send me anything. It's not tangible. What do you do? So there's all these different perks about crowdfunding that you just want to be thinking about. But overall, Kamanita, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about ways to fund your business, ways to get capital. Just purchase the course. Can't wait to get started. Awesome. I can't wait for you to get started either. So it's $87. Again, you can save $30. Use the code LIVE30. That code's going to work forever. So whether you get it today or tomorrow, if you watch this live, then you're good. Live30 will work for you forever, ever. It's www.thecrowdfundingblueprint.com. And yeah, let me think. I feel like I think there's a group for that, but don't quote me. Don't quote me. Do not quote me. The goal for the crowdfunding blueprint is literally to walk you through creating your own, making sure you've thought everything through. How I create courses is anytime somebody asks me something more than 5, 10, 15 times, I'll usually create a course. And because I'm asked about crowdfunding so much, I had to create a course for it. And because I've been asked about crowdfunding so much these last 2 weeks, I had to do a live about it. Like, okay, let me just tell you all of y'all at the same time. Do this, do this, do this, do this. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And these are the 5 things you really want to know, okay? Anybody else have a question? Is there anything I can answer for you? Literally nothing is off the table. Ask me anything. You can ask me anything about crowdfunding. You can ask me, do you think it will work for your business? You can ask me how long. This is the time. I'm giving away information. So if there's anything you want to know about crowdfunding, this is the time to ask me. I will give you my honest answer. Going once, going twice? No? Awesome, Mogul. This is amazing, and I am interested. Can you store the ebook and video while I work on my business plan? I mean, the purchaser, store it until needed? Yeah, absolutely. So it's lifetime access. So you have lifetime access to it. So once you purchase the course, you can access the course for as long as it's available. So you do get lifetime access. You don't have to actually take the course right now. You have it so that when you're ready to do crowdfunding, it's available to you. So yeah. How do you have lifetime partners? Say it to me again, Kamanita. How do you have lifetime partners? Can you ask me that again? I'm just not sure exactly what you're asking me. Are you talking about how do you have lifetime access? I'm I'm not sure. And I wish I could see it. I know whoever said awesome mogul, this is amazing. I know it's somebody that I know, but unfortunately this platform won't let me see your comments. But yeah, definitely grab it. If there's anything I could do or anything I could do to help you with regards to your crowdfunding campaign, let me know. After they donate money, are you still a partner? Oh, that's a great question, Carmenita. Okay, so how that part goes is you have your backers. So people that donate to your crowdfunding campaign, they're called backers, right? So once they back your crowdfunding campaign or they make a pledge, so they say, I'm going to give you $50 and you're going to give them X, Y, and Z. When your 30-day campaign is over, depending on the platform that you're on, once the campaign ends, now you are responsible to give them whatever it is that you said they were going to give for $50. So depending on what that is, if it's something that's digital, you'd email it. If it's something that's physical, you would mail it to them. Once they get whatever it is that you offered them, technically, in theory, you're done. It's over. But a good business owner wouldn't leave it there, right? Because you have access to them, you have their email, so you want to keep engaging them, you want to keep them up to date with your business, with your progress, because if they bought from you once, they'll buy from you again. So they can become a partner. After they donate, are you still partners? Is this helpful for contracts? Yusik, ask me the question again. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. Kamanita, did I answer your question for you? So crowdfunding is not quote unquote a partner. These are people who come and they back your business through an offer. They back your business through a pledge. They make a donation to your business. So let me show you the rewards again. That way I can better explain this to you through the rewards. So let me show you the rewards. Share. So where's my campaign? Hold on, let me show you my campaign. Sire, Kickstarter. So let's say somebody pledged $50, right? So for $50 in my campaign, I called it the eager level. You get everything listed above, plus I'll even throw in a limited edition 2013 Legacy Funder t-shirt. These shirts will never be printed again after this campaign. So once the campaign closes, you send these individuals what they paid for, and then that's technically it. However, you still have access to this community, right? You can still email them, you can still engage with them, and you want to because you want to keep them involved. A lot of the people who participated in my crowdfunding campaign, they became clients, they advertised with me, they followed me, they bought things that I offered. So you do want to keep them as quote unquote partners, but they're not partners in the legal sense, shall we say. Okay, perfect. Let's see. UC Queen, is this helpful for contracts? Okay, for a contractor that is a startup, is this helpful? Save for capital. Okay, so great question, UC. I would say it depends on the type of business that you have. So you say you're a contractor, this is a startup, this is helpful. I would ask you, what kind of a business is it, right? The whole thing with crowdfunding, and this is where I think people sometimes mess up, is crowdfunding is literally pre-selling. It's literally pre-selling. You're making a pitch to say, I want to launch, I want to create, I want to bring into existence some type of a business, product or service. I can't do it without your help. I need you to help me do this. If you help me do this, I will give you X, Y, and Z. Okay. And this is where a lot of times entrepreneurs mess it up right here. Understanding what you have of value, understanding what you can offer. Usually it's something tangible. What I'm good at, because my business didn't have anything tangible. I had an online website. I didn't have nothing that was tangible to give away. So I had to get really creative in coming up with my rewards. So I did things like advertising, placements on my website, VIP, thank yous. Like I had to get really creative to come up with some value. So could it work for a contractor? It could, but you really have to know what you have of value. What are you pre-selling, right? So let's, hypothetically speaking, let's say it's a graphic design business. Let's say you want to launch your own graphic design business, but you need the funds to get your license, to get your open up the shop, to get the right software, to get the computers, right? So let's say you need to raise $7,500 to start your business. Well, then what do you have of value to other people to get them to donate to you? If it were me, I would say a logo, right? So for a $250 reward today, I will give you a logo tomorrow. I will gladly give you $20 today for a hamburger tomorrow. So if I was a graphic designer, I would do a crowdfunding campaign. If you give this much, you get a logo. If you give this much, you get a logo and 3 covers. If you give this much, you get a video. Like make people prepay for your product, good, or service that you're going to offer them, so that you can get this $7,500 right now and go get the office space you need, get the computer you need, get software you need. And now you go and create all that, those products and services that you auctioned off early, and you give it to the people. But now you have what you need to be in business. So it can work. It really just depends on what kind of a contract you are and what you offer. Let me know if that helped you or not, UC. I apologize if I am butchering your name. Kamita, would we have to provide any type of document for tax purposes? Ooh, great question. After a certain, if you bring in a certain dollar amount, you do. After a certain dollar amount, it is considered taxable revenue. And I think it's 20,000. I think it's anything over 20,000 from more than 200 backers. So if more than 200 backers give you more than 20,000, then you have to do tax on it. Don't quote me, but I think that's what it is. Could they file the funds on their taxes? Who file the funds on their taxes, Kamanita? Oh, hey, Kiana. Great to see you. Thank you so much. Kamanita, let me know if I answered your question. Queen UC, let me know if I answered your question. Anybody else have any questions about crowdfunding before I head out? This is the time to ask me. Thank you for sharing. Love the donators. Okay, perfect. Yeah, let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Like I said, I do have, the course, which is way more in-depth, way more in-depth, where I go through literally everything. Let me see, I'm gonna show you guys. Back it on up. Boop. So the crowdfunding blueprint, I literally take you through how I raised $10,000 in 30 days. This is the agenda. This is what's covered. I take you through really understanding what crowdfunding is, who crowdfunding is for, what type of business you have, can you use it, why you should choose crowdfunding, especially if you can't walk into a bank and ask for money. I go through when is a good time for crowdfunding. Again, every time is a good time. Startup, in the middle, doesn't matter. If you're launching, if you need funds, crowdfunding is a good time. I talk about the different types of crowdfunding, the different crowdfunding sites that are available, because at last count there was over 500. What platform you should choose, what to compare before you choose your platform, really understanding the difference between a flexible platform and a non-flexible platform. Nothing worse than raising $5,000, having a $10,000 goal, and the platform saying you didn't raise your goal, so you don't get any money. That is the worst. I help you set realistic expectations. I do a campaign checklist with you. I help you do a 90, 60, and a 30-day pre-launch and worksheet so that you know exactly what you should be doing. I help you with your launch day. I tell you what to do, what not to do, what websites to use, what you should do after your campaign, as well as educate you on the terms of crowdfunding and the terms of the rewards in crowdfunding. Like I said before, normally I do this for, let's see here. Normally it's $87, but if you're on this live today, then you can get it. You can save $30. Let me see, the crowdfunding. If you're on the live today, you can save $30 and it's only $57 for you. So if you come down here, right there, $87. But if you click sign me up and you put in the code live30 and click on the button, it's going to drop it down to $57. So you can get this whole program, all 71 pages of the blueprint, plus all the modules for just $57. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The link is on the link is right here somewhere, www.thecrowdfundingblueprint.com. Use the code live30. I keep wanting to say live, live30 to save $30. Let me see, code live30 to save $30. Okay. All righty. If there are no other questions, are there any? Okay, thank you for. Are there any differences for nonprofit crowdfunding? You know what? I will tell you that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen again. When I did mine, there wasn't, but there are now. So let me see the different crowdfunding sites, page 12. So now, page 12, there are crowdfunding sites for creative projects, for products, and there are nonprofit crowdfunding websites now. So there didn't used to be, but now there are. So there are specific sites for crowdfunding. And so I kind of break those down for people that have a nonprofit and want to do crowdfunding, because like I said earlier, one of the biggest reasons I see a lot of people fail at crowdfunding is they don't know where to put their crowdfunding campaign. And if you are a nonprofit, then you don't have to go on a reward site unless you want to. A lot of times nonprofits are going to appeal to their audience's charitable giving, right? So you don't have to go the route of having rewards and try to figure out what you have of value, because you want to create your campaign and pitch it from the perspective of giving back. This is what we offer. This is what we do. This is how we show up in the community. This is why our work is needed. This is how you can help us. So you would organize and create a completely different pitch and crowdfunding campaign than somebody that's for profit. And so you probably want to go on more of a nonprofit or charitable type of crowdfunding platform. Yes, ma'am, I wanted to launch a carpet cleaning service. Okay, thank you for sharing. I need this information. You're so welcome, Nikita. I wanted to launch a carpet cleaning service. Okay, so this is the thing about crowdfunding for local businesses, okay? You really have, so can you crowdfund for a local business? Yes. Can you crowdfund for a brick and mortar company? Yes, you can. You got to be very strategic in how you put it together, because the whole thing with crowdfunding is what's in it for me, right? You want me to give you money, what's in it for me? Like, I'm gonna be really upfront and honest with you. Like, literally, that's how you have to be thinking about it. And not you, the entrepreneur, but you, the person that you want to get money from, right? Your backer. You want them to back you. What is in it for them? How are you going to reward them? So if you have a local company, a local business, the majority of your audience that you're going to be looking to support you is going to be local, because the thing that you have that's tangible to them is going to be local. So you just got to make sure that you know how to present that and how to pitch it so that it makes sense to the people in your community. You're welcome. I'm trying to launch a nonprofit for breastfeeding for minorities. Ooh, that's a good one. That's national. You can get people to, that's a good one. I like that one. Breastfeeding for minorities. Ooh, I would be interested to see how you put that together. But it's a national, it's a global thing. Any type of a crowdfunding campaign that is global, which means it helps and affects anybody everywhere, those are the best kind. Because it doesn't matter where you are or where your backer is, they can relate to it. So I'm a woman. I have a child. I mean, my child's 20 now, but stay with me. And I understand what's happening in the hospitals with Black women. I understand the stigma with breastfeeding. And so to have a nonprofit that educates on that deals with that stigma, that combats it, that educates women, I can see a lot of women, especially if a woman has gone through something negative at the hospital or doesn't understand breastfeeding or needs more help. I could definitely see how people would support that and give money to that. Yes, that's a great crowdfunding campaign. Can I use your service to start? What service are you referring to? So you can definitely go to get the crowdfundingblueprint.com. You can definitely get that. So that definitely start there. If you want to do an actual strategy session with me, so if you literally want to do a strategy session with me specifically, like one-on-one, you can do that. And I would love to come up with a strategy for you for this campaign because, ooh, there's so much stuff you could do. So hypothetically speaking, let's say you actually just want to do a strategy session with me. Like, I don't want to get the crowdfunding. I want to talk to you. I want to do a strategy session with you. What you would do is you would go to my actual website, LeneJavette.com. Hold on a second, it's gonna come up. And then you would click, strategy sessions. And you can do a strategy. You can literally book a strategy session with me right here. And I would recommend the business strategy session, okay? So if you wanna do a strategy session with me, absolutely can. Go to my website, go to strategy sessions, and you can book a one-on-one with me. And then we can actually break down your program. Now, if you don't want to do it that way, no worries, just get the course. The course will literally walk you through it. Like I said, it walks you through from not planning, strategizing, writing your pitch. It literally walks you through everything from A to Z, okay? So if you can't actually sit down with me, that's fine. The course, literally, it's a live course. It's 4 modules. I literally walk you through creating your crowdfunding campaign, what to think about, what to look for, what questions to ask, what site to use, everything. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Anything else I can answer for you guys before I go? Thank you guys so much. You guys have been so engaging. I appreciate you guys. I wanted to, I came back tonight just because I felt so bad. I felt like I rushed it last night. And I hate to rush. I was running out the door. I had a client meeting, and I hate to be late for client meetings. I don't like to operate on CPT. So I really felt bad about it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back tonight and really spend some time talking about it because I have multiple clients that did not qualify for PPP. I have a couple of clients that didn't get their loans. And so I've been doing a lot of strategy sessions about crowdfunding. And so I just, I feel people's pain right now. Like, there's a lot of opportunities and money's not flowing like it should. So crowdfunding is a great way to go. I want you to know how to do it. You're welcome, Nikita. Yes, I can type the link to my website or the link to the crowdfunding blueprint. So I will put the link to my actual website on the screen right now. Give me 1 second. www.LeneJavette.com. If you want to go to the strategy sessions, I'll put this in strategy sessions. So if you want, that's the direct link to my strategy sessions right there. www.LeneJavette.com/strategy sessions. So if you actually just like, I want to do a one-on-one with you, that's how you get up to do a one-on-one with me. LeneJavette.com/strategy sessions. Or if you just go to my website, click on join or work with me, and it'll take you to strategy sessions. If you want help with your crowdfunding campaign, then you're going to go to www.thecrowdfundingblueprint.com. You're going to use the code LIVE30, and that way you can save $30 on your crowdfunding course. Okay. Can you type a link to your site? What happens when someone meets their monetary goals but does not live up to their... Oh, Olivia, or is it Oliver? Let me tell you. So I'm super, super, super transparent. Okay, super transparent. That was me. That was me. And you guys missed the beginning, but I'm very transparent. I had no idea what I was doing when I first did my crowdfunding campaign. It was a 30-day crowdfunding campaign. The first 2 weeks, I didn't make any money. I was sad. I was depressed. I didn't know what I was doing. It wasn't until week 3 that I started better understanding it. You have to literally network, market, and campaign. I felt bad. I felt like I was begging for money. And so I felt like people were getting tired of seeing me post. I felt like I was begging. I got sad because nobody was giving me money. So I stopped talking about it. And so it wasn't until like the 3rd week where I figured out how to do it. You're supposed to be networking. You have to be in crowdfunding groups. You have to post every day on different sites. You have to campaign the same way that the presidential campaigns do every day. That's what you have to do. It's not begging, it's campaigning. And so it's literally like the 3rd week before I really understand what crowdfunding is. And because of that, I didn't set my campaign up right. I wanted to raise $10,000, but I didn't take into consideration the money that PayPal gets, the money that the platform gets. So even though I raised $10,000, I only saw $6,500 of that. And because I only saw $6,500 of that, it dipped into my reward money. So the money I needed for the shirts, the money I needed for all the rewards and stuff that I had created, the coin, it dipped into that money. And so I literally was that person you're talking about. I could not meet my obligation. Luckily for me, I get emotional. I get emotional. Luckily for me, the majority of the people that backed me and support me knew me and loved me. And they were like, girl, we don't care. We would have given it to you anyways. I don't recommend that. Like I don't recommend it. And it's why I'm super passionate about crowdfunding. It's why I'm super passionate about taking people through the right process, making sure that you understand it, make sure that you organize it well, because I don't want that for you. Like in 2013, 2014, when I did it, social media wasn't popping like it is today. And nobody dragged me. Again, a lot of these people knew me. Today, if that was to happen, it would be bad. Like if somebody was to raise funds today and they don't meet their obligation that they say to their audience, it would be all bad. So I don't recommend that. Now, your question is, what happens if that were to happen? So your question is, what happens when someone meets their monetary goals, but does not live up to their end of the bargain? You might get dragged on social media. People might ask for a refund. I would say you definitely want to communicate with the audience. You definitely want to communicate with the people who gave you money. Nothing technically will happen in theory, right? You reach your monetary goal. The platform that you use to raise the funds, they're going to release the funds to you. You have the money. So at this point, it's reputation, right? You are either going to say, my bad, I'm going to give you the money back. You're going to say, it's taking longer than we thought to produce, and so we'll get it to you at a later time. Or, I would be transparent. Like that's what worked for me. I was super, super transparent with my situation, which is why I teach this stuff now, which is why I actually go through and help people with this so that you don't have that problem. I did not understand crowdfunding that well. I didn't have a crowdfunding budget. Like now when I teach about crowdfunding, I take people through, what are your rewards? How much does it cost for this reward? Because based on how much this reward costs, that's going to tell you how much you should be asking. So if you know that you want to get $50 out of this reward, then you need to price it at 75. So 25 will go to this and 50 will go to you. Like now I better know. And so when I teach it now, I'm like, hey, think about how much your rewards are going to cost. And I teach people the first $50 should be digital, should be free, should be posters, things that have high value but don't cost a lot, right? So like for like the first $5 me is thank you. Like holla at your girl, we appreciate you. $15 is honorable mention. I can't send you anything for $15. I don't make anything on it. $25 is, depending on everybody's business, it has like a $5. It might cost you $3 to $5 for 20 if it's a $25 reward, right? I'm not spending $8 on a t-shirt until we're like at $50. So that means if somebody's pledging 50, $7 or $8 of it's going to go to this t-shirt. $2 is going to go to PayPal. $1 is going to go to Kickstarter or whatever the platform is. So of this 50, you're really only going to get 40. So you just want to be cognitive of that when you're thinking about crowdfunding and how you're putting your campaign together. Miss Karen, did you get my website? I believe I showed it, but I'll show it again for anybody that wants to do a strategy session. And the strategy session, it could be on crowdfunding or it could be on business development. So it could be anything that has to do with your business. It can have to do with the launch. It can have to do with releasing your book. It can have to do with product or service, doesn't matter. I'm a business development strategist. So anything that has to do with business, developing your business or coming up with a strategy, that's my magic. That's my wheelhouse. So you can go to LeneJavette.com. But if you specifically want help with creating a crowdfunding campaign, you want to go to thecrowdfundingblueprint.com. You want to put live 30 and you will save $30 and it will only be $57 for you. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Is there anything else that I can answer for you guys? Yes, I did. That was in response to the first time. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to leave you out there, girl. Anybody else have a question that I can answer for you before I let you guys go tonight? Anything. Nothing is off of the table. I will answer it for you. About your business, about your crowdfunding topic, about type of business you want to crowdfund. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, cool. Please make sure that you follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, wherever you see me. My handle is I am LeneJavette. I am LeneJavette. Please follow me. I will be doing more live. We're going to be doing more conversations around different things that you need for your business. My company's name is Upscale Noir, which is Upscale Black. I am a business development strategist, so all I do is help people come up with strategies to upscale their business, their products, their services, so that they can be presented in the marketplace as a high quality business. All right. So if there's anything that I can do to help you, you have my website, www.lenejavette.com. You can check me out there. Or if you want to do a strategy session, you can go to my website /strategy sessions. If you want to get the crowdfunding blueprint, like I said, it's $30 off. Just use the code LIVE30. You can go to www.thecrowdfundingblueprint.com. I wish you all a farewell. I hope you guys have a great Saturday night. Let's see. We have DEA, not DNA. I'm not sure what that means, Indigo God. Where did you go to deal with the fear before you launched your business? Ooh, that's a good question. Where did you go to deal with the fear before you launched your business? Inside. I went to my prayer closet. I didn't have fear when I launched my business because I knew my business was going to help people. So there's a lot of things that I've had fear of, but launching my business was not one of them because I knew what my purpose was. I knew what my goal was. I wake up every day on a mission to upscale my community, to upscale our businesses, to upscale our business acumen, to upscale our capital, to upscale, like literally to take Black-owned businesses to the next level. Like that's why I wake up every day. And there's nothing to fear in that. So for me, there was no fear. Now, sometimes I have fear in a launch. If I'm launching a product or a service or something, like, I don't know what people are going to think. I might fear that. But actually creating my business and launching my business, no fear. Because I knew what it was. I know how it's supposed to work. And it was well received. In less than 7 months, we had over 3 million views from 1 million people. We were in 214 territories and countries. I raised $10,000 in crowdfunding. I've been speaking on platforms. I have had I'm on my third business. I have an online business school. Like there's nothing to fear. I've written a book. I'm an author. I'm in a PhD program right now. I'm about to be Dr. Lene Javette by the end of this year. Like when you operate in who you were put on this earth to be and do what you're supposed to do, it's hard to fear. Okay. But I will say that sometimes I think really, really big. And sometimes I fear that, like, oh my God, this is way big. Can I pull this off? Or did I give myself enough time? Or is this really what people want? Is this going to be successful? Or is this going to work? But those are one-offs, right? This product, this service, this course, things like that. But not my business. Like I wasn't fearful for my business. So if I can't see who you are, just says Facebook user. If you are fearing launching your business, what I would ask you to do is get in alignment with it. Is this what you're supposed to be doing? Is this what you're passionate about? Is this your purpose? Can you profit from this? Is it going to feel like a job, or are you going to enjoy it? Because I love what I do. I love what I do. I don't work. I don't have a job. Not only is this my career, I enjoy it. Like I love what I do. So you just want to make sure that you're doing something that you love. And if you love it, even if you have fear of it, you'll still go out on that olive branch and bring it to life. So yeah, I wish I knew who that was. I'm sorry I can't see who you are. But the other thing, again, if you're not sure about your launch, if you're not sure about your business, definitely get on my calendar. We can do a strategy session. I can help you walk through launching your business. Make sure you dotted all your I's, crossed your T's, look at your industry, look at your competition, help you put an actual business together that you feel comfortable launching. So if you do have fears, you definitely can get on my calendar. Go to lenejavette.com/strategy sessions. Get on my calendar and we can look at your business so that we can help you work through some of those fears. So some of that fear might just be like, you might just be feeling like you haven't done everything. You haven't gone through everything. You haven't looked at everything. You don't know your operations. You don't know your process. You don't know if this is profitable. Sometimes fear can come from that. So if you're having that, definitely jump on my calendar. We can do a strategy session and we can look at your business. Okay, Nikita, I'm going to enjoy and love it. Awesome. Okay, you guys, I am out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight on this Saturday. I appreciate you. Again, make sure you go and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you can find me, at I am Lene Javette. And I will be back talking about something else at another time. Peace.